И все. Я уже сделал. Я уже пошел. Я уже сделал. Вышка? Может, да. Коробки какие-то, жизнь бред какой-то. О! А что уже вообще не выделюсь? Ну, не удалось, не понятно. А этот? Зато был. Вышка нет. О! Наконец, вышка нет. Тыкнуть как мог. Да нет, то, что он сейчас все уже сделал. Да, уже сделать. Тюрьма есть. Ты же умеешь, я же его сделал. Нет, не. Что? Что уже добавил? Нет, не то. Дело. But it's not needed. The occupants have kindly left the front door unlocked. No, they were expecting a load of cops around. There were children in the downstairs front room of the house. While they're being kept, it's a good news. The lady confessing to Kev that there are staring at glass and the middle box. Да, он же есть. Да вот тут. Кто? Read in the kitchen. Quick to hold up to. Looks like it's finished. Spelling lots of white pepper packaging. Not bad. How many? 3, 4, 5. KC. Не то. Сот. Да, это уже был. Вот. А это же 31-й.
Пише, блядь.
Suggested that the drugs were being produced
Пише.
in low stone.
Это еще 200. А, тогда я помню церковь. Ну, это где-то громадину нахуй, блядь. Начало. Я уже все убрал. Все. 23. О, двоечка.
But the gentleman is still
This guy was like, myself and that's people are people shoes. The person that's the boots guy,
Вот.
Even though the woman was well aware of the hoard of cannabis found in the kitchen, Kev thinks it may be.
Блин.
We want to do the right thing. We know that's his good. So yes, we should be taking care of it. We don't want to do is give enough chance to be able to get him back to it.
Двоечка, блин.
But with no sign of the main suspect, Kev's running option.
Да, 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 просто ты, братательно.
Kev's only
Консервный дом.
while she gets taken into custody, another member of the
Ишь, не идти надо. Это. О, я бы это уже сделал. И взял, выкинул. Все, тут просто все, загрузился. Это вы сделали. Что за дом такой интересный? О, он. Сколько 400. 18. О! Он просто что за дом такой? Он в деревне, где он это сделал? Пора на сдой. Хватит. Ого. А, у людей.
Other times, they can be following you without you even knowing they're there.
Такой интересный.
It's early evening near West
А, блин, посмотрю дом сначала. Делать надо. О! Ты, блин, деревья, посмотри дом надо. Где прям нельзя его. Потом в дереве. Как это по железу сделать на второй этаж, или я не знаю как. А он, вон лестница. Дайте отвали.
As they're in the unmarked X5, Kev and Tom can stick close to the alley without being noticed. They're calling in other interceptors in case the driver decides he doesn't want to come.
Yes, please. We're just trying to get all the units, because at the minute we might not know the way out, please. After being in the unmarked. We're just trying to get all the units in around the area.
Да не сейчас жесть. Бабота! 495, хватит заловника. Весь не будет. А, застрял, отвали! Завидую, застрял. Отвали!
And a minute later,
Давай выебем. Задолбал.
Happy for stop check the good was what the South RV behind us. This guy's just going on there. This is where to get stuff.
with a green light from base, the boys bang on the blues. With a fast car allegedly full of drugs, they're expecting a pursuit.
Somebody did it, right?
Да, естественно.
He's stopping.
Да и бред. Это ж не противник.
Not the sort of behaviour you'd expect from a disqualified drug courier. The tip-off could be a good.
О, снес стену, блядь, задолбал, блядь. Он такой, это вообще какой-то интересный. Бабла, тут нормально, хватит. Ну, тут такой, вообще прикольно. Ну, классно, там интересный.
The bloke they've stopped fits the description of the van driver they've been tipped off about.
А, видите?
What's it got to do with me? Because I'm the place, I stopped the drive, I haven't stopped the drive.
А, строители, идиоты.
Tom now searches him for drugs.
Got it in your pocket.
Идиоты.
Got it in your pocket. How much money is in there?
Полный дауны.
So,
Из этих идиотов идиоты. Идиоты.
Filling cash might be suspicious, but it's not illegal. And there's no drugs on the driver or the passenger.
yeah, we'll just take him the same so we do.
The search
Идиоты.
moves on to the white Audi. With Interceptor Ian Squire's drug stock Lottie tasked with sniffing out any illegal substances.
Мусор, блин, всякие идиоты. Слушай, не беру. Сначала.
And after a quick sniff and a scratch, it seems Lottie's onto something.
Good girl. Good girl. Solid indication of the fact of the footwell.
Lottie sniffed out a black plastic bag stuffed under the seat.
Right, there we go.
You can say that again. The plastic bag's packed with a suspicious-looking paste. It looks like the interceptors have uncovered a major drug store.
This is not a portion for a user, it's a portion for a supplier.
The cops will seize the drugs. It will be tested to determine exactly what the illegal-looking substance is. But for now, Tom's got some good news for the delighted driver.
Believed to be suspected.
Да, телефон.
For possession with intent to supply controlled substance, right? You understand now? Everyone understand? Yeah. Then he could understand. He wasn't driving, even though he was driving the vehicle when we got it over. He's then being further arrested for possession with intent to supply the controlled substance. Again, so you can understand what it means either.
The arrested driver might be a bit dazed,
Восстановить надо.
but with two under arrest, a bag of suspected drugs seized, and a disqualified driver off the road, all down
Я
to
уже сделал, не видео.
say it's been successful evening around.
It's significant for change of this amount of plates out here because it's only what I've but this will be our communities and we're really happy to take off the streets.
The white
Ну,
substance
тоже такой не маленький, блин.
found was forensically tested and turned out to be amphetamine paste, a Class B drug with a high street value. The passenger was found guilty of possession with intent to supply Class B drugs. He was sentenced to 9 months in jail, suspended for 2 years, 200 hours unpaid work, and £140 victim surcharge. The driver was also found guilty of intending to supply a Class B drug. In addition, he was convicted of taking the car without consent and driving while he was banned. He was handed 6 points on his licence and a 12-month community order with 200 hours of unpaid work, and was ordered to pay an £85 victim surcharge. Still to come, a likely lad with a likely story.
Well, you're in the driver's seat,
For the
Total no.
Those nonsense, stupid, I'm a little nonsense. Helping young people through their money confidence. Royal Bank of Scotland, tomorrow against the day.
Research, refine, review. Alter your shoes the way you are. Colgate Max Light Ultimate. Unlike regular toothpaste, its unique formula deeply whitens for 10 times whiter teeth. So however you smile, you feel perfect. Colgate Max Light Ultimate. Deeply whitens for 10 times whiter teeth.
I was feeling jacked up.
Not today, my big boy. Danny passed me by.
That's you, Stephen.
Weight loss medication from human can help.
When the whole day with a powerful cleaning solution. On floor after floor after floor. And transit in them don't microfiber pads. For a powerful cleaning after time. Just pop the pad in the machine again and again. Feel the power in the flash power spray moss. Powerful cleaning after time.
The controller. Take charge in the bedroom. Streaming on high, sponsored by Simba customizable sleep bundles.
Across the country, people try to pull fast ones to get themselves out of trouble.
That's not rude. Come here.
Thanks to new technology, catching them out is
That image in there shows a different bone structure to your face. That's what I'm seeing on there. So whether you just lost a bit of weight, I don't know.
But what really gives the interceptors the edge over dodgy drivers is their own.
One of the sensors that you bought me. Some just feel right. 9 times out of 10, it isn't right. So I also think that the 6 sensors I call it, or the home strategy as well, because
Interceptors Garrett Hobbs and Desmond Stevens are on patrol near Darlington. Before signing up for a career in the police, Damien Damo Stevens was a golf professional. Now all his best drives are in a BMW X5. Up ahead, the crew have spotted a black Vectra driving erratically. Damo's instinct tells him he needs pulling. He's taking a tiger around the back ahead of the block. It's a tight one. But no trouble for a top driver like Damo. He's teed up with spray, but the interceptors had pulled him over as he was driving erratically. But whilst jumping out the driver's seat, the lad claimed he wasn't even driving at all.
I don't know what happened like that. Check out videos with there, like, jump in the car and all that. Who was driving it?
With no one else anywhere to be seen, the lad's denials are worse than a shanked five.
А, в доме.
So have you got like no insurance on the big you're in control of it? The keys in the ignition, you're behind the steering wheel.
The lads just come down to left, you know what I mean? And I'm just standing out there, back onto, isn't it?
Total nonsense.
Else it's nonsense, stupid, I'm another. Nonsense. Well, it's nonsense, and well, we will do that.
To be fair, you put yourself in control of it.
No,
Not behind the wheel anyway.
Yeah, well, I'm not there. A quick check-in on the in-car footage only confirms that the lads are important.
Yeah, I suspect it.
Ага, тут еще грязно.
No insurance, you can try and shop.
With no license or insurance, it's part of the course that the lads should try and do.
The theory that a mechanical breakdown, as we come around the corners, in the middle of the road, in the junction, in the driver's seat, engine running, it's obviously wasn't driving. So that's where we're at.
With almost a full count of the already, the lad is going to get a routine drug test.
Right. Require you to provide a specimen reference to roadside assessment. You have to warn you that failed to provide specialised and reliable contribution for failure to survive instructions. Do you agree with the one? Right, there's a blip down there. What else? Something you think? Keep going.
He's passed.
Not zero. So any alcohol happens is reflex. You take the shoe up there for us. That's got your slide on, so you suppose that will leisure. There's a set on the grab a good kid out there as well.
Now, the drug test.
Short email for us. Take it out.
While they wait for the results of the drug swab,
Вперед, наш дом двухэтажный.
I can smell a bit of cannabis on you there. Do you have a look? I've looked at it. You're getting money on you, have you? Where's that? Come around there and check. Just while that's running through, sure as well. Right, jump off. Jump off the... Right, getting worse, isn't it? Happy birthday for last night. Feeling that? But,
it was the lad's 17th birthday yesterday, and his second day of being 17 was very bad.
who's the did? Who wants that? Yeah. At the minute, we're which is taking more people out of 10%. Possession of a controlled drug naming cannabis, which is Class B. Driving otherwise in the course of the license, and also driving without insurance. Okay, so he doesn't say anything for the mere harm and defence. Going to mention one question, so he's doing right for.
And now the drug test result is in, and bingo, it is a full house.
That's a positive indication. So we've got a further rest of the condition of driving, whilst the specialised and whilst the specified limit of cannabis is over the year of driving it. Alright? So we'll have to take down and do a field test only with this as well, okay? Well, that's down to the better drive, so I'm not going to talk with you personally, so let's discuss that later. Things are starting to matter now, you know, arrested on suspicion of unauthorised vehicle taking on spot. There's no licence, no insurance. He's failed to provide cannabis, so that would lead us to suspect that he's driving with excess cannabis. The vehicle's obviously going to be seized and recovered. He's got a little bag of herbal cannabis in his pocket. It's just all developing into a picture of how this guy lives his life. Just what an afternoon he was having.
Damo has scored a hole in one.
Advertise what we've done. Another dangerous driver off the road for today. God only knows what he would have done today. As he continued driving the way he was driving, he's intoxicated through the cannabis. He was only 17 yesterday. He's never had his life. Lesson in his life. He didn't have a provisional driving license. It all adds up to it. It's absolutely real. So, nothing can happen. So, we've got to be careful.
The 17-year-old was given a 12-month youth referral order for possession of cannabis and a 12-month driving ban for drug driving. No further action was taken for taking the vehicle without
streaming on the vibe, sponsored by Simba Heat Tech Duvets.
I've had clouds, but I have had so many rainbows. And the thing to do is to prepare yourself so that you can be a rainbow in somebody else's garden. Somebody who may not eat the same dishes and may not speak your language, but be a blessing to somebody. That's what I think. Be a rainbow in the clouds.
It's Harry from Abergavenny. I forgot my brother-in-law and me for his fancy pants beer. What do I do?
Pull the end of the neck wrap into an old jam jar and just call it something obscure.
Brilliant. Thanks, guys.
No worries.
It's called Voodoo Jazz Hat.
Foster's. Good call. We all take this round, and so we should all have our way and do everybody. This guy's saved us £99,000. Goes up, show the boss. There's no such thing as a free ride. Why are you doing this? What's this? I'm not paying the transport. That is just got bored with the law. Stream the full series now on Fire.
Alexander 313, people get the stop.
Police interceptors pursuits.
Send the forces, risk it down high.
And you.
Still.
Got one detained, don't drive.
Whether it's chasing young tearaways behind the wheel
Or the stop.
or hunting them down on 2 feet.
Great problem.
The interceptor's skills are put to the ultimate test. As reckless runaways risk it all in a bid to escape the long arm of the law. Coming up, Jacko goes head-to-head with a fleeing driver. A teenage tearaway takes it off-road. And the cops then employ some tasty manoeuvres to put an end to a high-speed pursuit. Contact with him! One reason why the interceptors join up is to put the brakes on fleeing youths.
One lad, wanting something to do, something exciting, a bit of excitement in their life, unknown to them to actually want to be involved in the pursuit of police. The people from started in traffic islands, speed is still 0. Got people that are willing to do stuff while they're driving to put other people at danger, just for their own excitement.
Send the forces, risk it down high.
It may not always be immediately obvious why the youth is intent on flooring it,
So, yes, if you ever stop,
but in their high-spec pursuit cars, these wise old interceptors are prepared for anything.
there's nothing more satisfying than going through a pursuit, doing it right, at the end of it, catching forward and putting your foot on it.
In Durham, old Jack built Jacko to the mate, takes pride in keeping the unmarked X5 spark.
Hello, I've got somewhere else, lad.
But there's little time for a wash and brush up. Jacko's teammate Ian Bulmer, Bully for short, has just received an urgent call. Jacko and Bully are straight on it.
There's been a confirmation in the Cleveland area for a stolen BMW. It's potentially coming into the Durham area. We're a good way off, but we're going to head up to the right water.
for an interceptor Jacko who's been on the force for
Ooh.
19 years.
Бассейн.
As an advanced pursuit driver, he'd rather be chasing cars, washing them. Over a decade's experience as a cop has taught his fellow interceptor bully that young runaway drivers often flee for the most unlikely of reasons.
People might just run the bluff, they might just try and avoid us. You just literally just pull off to see us, or quick U-turn, quick turn out the way.
Disappointingly for Jacko and Bully, the job goes to another unit. Just a few hours later, Bully's behind the wheel when the boys spot a motor whose driver is a bit heavy with his right foot.
So,
The lad appears to be treating the empty roads like his own personal racetrack.
what's wrong with all? Try it.
A quick blue light hello, and he should pull over. But this lad's taken option two.
Elliot, what we're doing is 3-1 here. See what we're to stop. The Honda Accord, try to take us to get you a VRS.
The interceptors have no idea why the vehicle's intent on getting away, as the driver tries a common manoeuvre by trims in pursuit.
It's the right. You'll see Louisa Terrace. And the left. Simpson Avenue.
He heads straight into a housing estate in a desperate attempt to shake them off.
This place back up.
Clearly, this tearaway has something to hide as he dangerously drags it round the narrow street.
It's the street with the reason to stop driving at the border.
He comes. As the vehicle swings a sharp right down a dead end, Jacko and Bully prepare to pounce.
Stand by for a beat.
Ну, столько.
Despite being cuffed, the driver still resisted, but Jacko's having none of it.
You not walk away from me, you look alright. Stand still. Get it on that. Stand on 313, stop the vehicle, stop.
Realising the game's up, the fugitive now desperately attempts to find an excuse for his dangerous driving.
You've driven like that because you've got a ball player. Really? Is that it? You're kicking shoes. Get it dripped on night.
6 коробок.
Sorry, pal.
The driver admits he's had a drink, but Jacko reckons there's more to this, so decides to do a drugs test.
And the circumstances of what's gone on, the fact you've admitted you've had a drink, and he's got drugs on him.
So, was a bald time really the reason for the driver's dangerous driving? The result of the drug saliva swab seems to show up.
You've tested positive for cocaine.
I don't take cocaine, I don't test all you want.
Well, I'll explain the ins and outs. With the person under arrest for failed to stop dangerous drive, you failed to arrest for the driving as well, okay? The way this works, look, I'll explain it, yeah? Don't be telling me it's just pathetic, you're the one that's driven the way you are. Turn your lights out on that, okay? So don't tell me what's pathetic, alright? Turn your lights out, drive through house instead.
Jacko and Bully searched the car for
Oh,
any
you
other
should
clues as to why they made up with such a hurry.
It may just be as simple as the idiot thing takes himself and stop risk of do one from the box. Or I've been somewhere, done something, trying to get away.
The bloke's now off to the next.
We've got the car, nobody's there, no vehicle damage.
Все.
But you're supposed to slow down about the road at the right time. You'll come across something.
One less dangerous driver on the roads tonight is a good result for the interceptors.
24 коробок. Ё-моё,
The
коробок.
lad was found guilty of dangerous driving and driving whilst under the influence of drugs. He was disqualified
Ну,
from
и тут,
driving for 18
короче.
months, received a 12-month community order, and also made to pay £450 in costs. Still to come, a hot-footing young hooligan ignores just about every rule of the road.
I mean, like, we actually
The teenage thief kicks a running stone up against the interceptors.
He's a young lad, he's in a tracksuit, he's always going to want us to revert. Yeah.
And the cops take down the thief.
It's better outside than Ninja Woodwork. Housework is the best, with perfect pizzas in under 3 minutes. Bank holiday meals with 370-degree high heat roasting. Weekends with expensive smoky flavors. Camping trips are better than grilled, air-fried favorites. Match days are better with low and slow barbecues. Garden barbecues are better with connected app cooking. No matter how you're spending your time outside, it's better outside with Ninja.
The brand new season of FX is the bear with many things.
That's what makes it special.
It's satisfying.
It's so maybe.
It's emotional. It's chaotic. But it's definitely not for kids. So set up rest control by simply opening up the account holder's profile page to set the appropriate age for each profile.
But yeah.
FX is the bear. New season now streaming exclusively on Disney+.
Juicy strawberries, only £1.38 at Tesco. And have us even more of your everyday favourites for as much to Aldi. Tesco, every little helps. The recliner featuring a very comfy Callum. Streaming on Vibe, sponsor missing the hybrid mattresses.
There's no end to the dangers a high-speed teenage tearaway poses to other innocent motorists and pedestrians.
You get things wrong when you drive your car, it's not like a video game. You can't go to the beginning and reload. People getting yourself killed. That's what happens.
But the dangers increase when the cops are dealing with inexperienced young drivers behind the wheel of what's known as a pool car. A motor bought on the cheap or stolen and shared between criminals. On patrol in Skelton, Interceptor Paul Dale has just spotted a youth in a black Peugeot travelling at high speed through a set of roundabouts. He quickly spins his 330 Beamer round and heads off after it. As Paul gives a flash of the blue light, the driver appears to be pulling over. But instead, the lad boots it. Paul suspects the Peugeot could be a cheap pool car. But our interceptor Lee Benson is called in to assist.
There's a vehicle making off, still making our way up. Hopefully we'll get there before then.
Back in the pursuit, the control room inspector gives Paul the go-ahead to get the runaway stopped. To make sure they pose no risk to the public, cops must first get permission to complete a tactical pursuit and containment, otherwise known as a TPAC.
Одну гибаешь.
A few miles away, TPAC trained Lee is still making his way over to help out.
Fortunately, we're quite some distance away, so I'll keep monitoring the radar.
Back in the pursuit, the Peugeot's still intent on getting away. Paul reckons the young driver may be trying to find a place to ditch the car and run, a common occurrence in pool car pursuits. With the Beamer glued to his bumper, the lad now decides to try and outrun Paul on the main road. But with less than half the horsepower, the Peugeot's got no chance. Heading back into the side roads, the youth's now booting it at twice the legal limit. Pushing his driving skills to the limit, the youngster has to brake sharply to miss ploughing into the back of the car.
Oh.
Nevertheless, this rogue runaway still pushes the Peugeot on through the narrow streets.
Yeah, there's no change now. Nobody is driving, but it is good. Traffic is like
Тут какая-то старая сделана.
In a final last-ditch attempt to get away, the youth goes off-road. But as the lad heads down a single dirt lane, a car coming the other way blocks his path. With the motor still moving, the ever-desperate young driver and passenger abandon four wheels for two legs and bolt it across the field. With Paul in hot pursuit. Fellow Interceptor Lee is now just minutes away and is getting constant radio updates.
That's all my box. I don't be made aware, but he's going to be entertaining this individuals wearing grey boxes.
Paul's managed to get the teenage driver caught and cuffed, but not without the 16-year-old taking him on a cross-country workout.
Unfortunately for me, we've gone down a steep bank into a riverbed. He's lost his trainer in the riverbed. It's like a quicksand down there, and he's got to the side. And we managed to get hold of him and grab me up and then from the rest of the monsters, definitely.
Following an afternoon of mayhem, the Interceptor has a few choice words for the youngster.
You don't go bring the boy. On the export, go to school, like college. You don't like my big budget.
The teenager's now heading straight off to the nick. The last officer on the scene, Lee gets the less than glamorous job of removing the car from the mud. But taking an uninsured pool car out of the hands of young criminals is a good afternoon's work for the Interceptors.
Basically what they're doing is they're buying them with no insurance. They want to pay me probably £100 more stuff with about the other week cleaning while they pumped out or running as well.
The lad later pleaded guilty to dangerous driving, driving without a licence or insurance, and failing to stop for the police. He was disqualified from driving for 2 years and also received a youth rehabilitation. While many wanted juveniles fleeing cars, it's not unusual for youth to try and escape on foot. So, the Interceptors, collaring fleeing young criminals can often involve a bit of good old-fashioned legwork.
A lot of it depends on if you can get out in time before they have a head start. Sometimes you know that you're going to be having a so you can be prepared and do a few stretches before you go running.
For the older Interceptors, it can sometimes be a running battle to keep up the chase.
You know, chasing after young lads that are half mile, carrying half mile in. So it's very rewarding and I do set the thing and the very big and stay involved. So very pleased now that everybody wants to.
Get on the deck! Get on the deck! Yeah. Get on the deck!
It's late afternoon in Durham. Jacko's heading out in an unmarked car. A juvenile who's nose to crops has been spotted nearby.
There's a young lad that's wanted for a number of sneaking burglaries where they break into someone's house, steal the keys to the car, and then steal the car, stand Paul. You see he's left an address.
Jacko begins scouring the streets nearby, but this seasoned copper knows that time is of the essence when you're hunting a wanted youth.
It's often the case somebody will phone something in, even using 999, and the delay got from somebody answering the phone, logging the phone, passing it out. It can be a couple of minutes, which doesn't serve us very well, really.
The 16-year-old's a prolific thief at the top of the cops' wanted list. The lad belongs to a gang of 5 or 6 youths, and Jacko's determined to collar him.
What we call just the problems, They're doing garage burglaries, they're breaking into sheds, breaking into people's houses and stealing car keys, then going on to stealing cars. Well, you can probably else burgled by someone, but they discover the house has been burgled. And then you try to join your motor, that's on the journey as well. So, it's not good, so we're doing it for all of them.
Multiple units have joined the hunt, but the young lad seems to have vanished.
Are we doing you alright?
And Jacko receives intel that the suspect teenage thief has been spotted again just a few streets away. Other officers
класс.
pursuing
Ну, смотри, ай. Оп.
One of the lads that's out of this from Max didn't get us to know when as soon as the thing ran off. So he's got the ground somewhere around here. Is that all the main traffic cables? Is Grayson Road?
The teenagers hot-footed into a nearby park where Jacko joins in the chase. The park leads into a housing estate where the trail goes cold.
I think we stopped around somewhere there. We come back with the air support. They're lifting and travelling. So it's a case of containing the air as best we can and doing the search with the helicopter.
It seems when it comes to pursuing a teenager on two legs, age is no match for agility.
There's a young lad, he's in a tracksuit, he's always one that wants to wear away. We've got one of our dinosaurs chasing after him as well, Steve Musty, he's built for comfort as opposed to speed, so he's got a good head start.
Despite their best efforts, the lad seems to be a budding Houdini.
Go on, mate. I think he's got up the speed there now on the ground. We've done as much as we can. We've got the helicopters, we've got dog section. We do want to make them up. If he's prepared to bust the look of the shed and go and hide inside some horrible damn shed for the next hour or so, we'll listen.
This 15-year-old thief may have put and run for now, but Jacko suspects it won't be long before he reappears on their radar. Jacko's parked up on the lookout for a stolen silver micro. And, as if by magic, one whizzes by and the eagle-eyed interceptor clocks a familiar face behind the wheel. It's the same wanton teenager. He's tearing it through a 30 zone at over twice the limit as Jacko takes pursuit in his Beamer. And true to form, the suspected thief's still not giving himself up easily. Other units have now joined Jacko and are planning to stop the youth with a T-pack. But it seems this 15-year-old youth will do anything to get away. Plows across the other side of the road and makes a sneaky right turn without even stopping to check for oncoming traffic. Jacko knows he needs to get him stopped before someone gets hurt. The interceptor moves ahead to begin the T-pack maneuver.
Wow.
The Silver Micra is no match for a BMW X5, and with the other unit moving up on the rear, cops soon have it boxed in. But this teenager doesn't seem to know it's getting over. Incredibly, he decides to make a run for it on foot yet again, just as Jacko halts his flight. Motor vehicle thefts. Coming up, another fleeing youngster puts lives at risk. And it's down to the dogs to sniff out a suspect.
Seen anyone come over?
G'day.
It's Harry from Out of Gaveni.
How's that?
I forgot my brother-in-law making this fancy pants beer. What do I do?
Pull the air nectar into an old jam jar and just call it something obscure.
Brilliant, thanks guys.
No worries.
It's called Voodoo Jazz Hat.
Foster's, good call. Any dog, any size, any problem.
Release the hound.
Yeah, the Godfather is back to turn canine chaos
In a lot of work, it's not just with a dog.
into calm.
You won't find this in any dog training manuals.
Great, and this is a miracle.
Put it there.
Dogs behaving very badly. Stream now on 5.
FIFA Club World Cup on 5. The world's best come together to decide the greatest club on earth. 32 clubs across the globe compete to be crowned world champions. Rodrigo, watch the biggest names, the biggest clubs take each other on live on 5. FIFA Club World Cup 2025. This June and July. Watch, stream, live on 5.
The Listener, featuring a very serene Sally. Yeah.
It's mid-morning in Cleveland, and the interceptors are searching for a wanted youth who's been spotted in the area.
We've got a sighting of a bear. He's in a vehicle from the old near top of the place. He's been south of that. We've got a bear street avenue, junction to Sutton Road.
Heading there is the aptly named Interceptor Andy Hunt.
Yes, it's 659 will take over and to Sutton Road area.
And he's a dog handler, 24 years in the force. This interceptor relishes the chance to bring a fleeing motorist to heel. The suspect's been spotted driving a red Vectra, and it isn't long before Andy strikes dogs.
659 along West Rock Road, behind the West Rock. The registration.
The lads had previous dealings with the police, so Andy's itching to get him collared. A quick check on the Vectra also shows it's not insured.
You are sure it's got no PNC, most kind of project every day 2050. No report, virus.
Andy keeps teeing the Vectra as he waits for the other interceptors to arrive. The driver soon clocks he's got company. And true to form, he decides to boot it.
Yeah, legal taken off and going on there. Road strong.
Andy immediately puts on the blues and twos.
Vehicles now happy with us.
The pursuit is on. Unable to shift the interceptor, the youth tries the same old tearaway tactic of heading into a housing estate. Apparently missing head-on with a car coming in the opposite direction.
Next, the launch vehicle.
Help still on its way as Andy tries to keep up with the young bandit who's bolting it through the estate.
The other vehicles on the company's called CCTV.
Just over there from the background area. Vehicles not looking for this
659, I'm Glenavon Road.
The interceptor makes some ground, but is forced to slow for an oncoming motorist. It buys the Vectra 5 seconds to get even further ahead of the interceptor.
Vehicles now happy with us.
left, towards Virgin.
The suspect seems to know these streets well.
Yeah, it's abandoned.
Fine.
Yeah, they're through. The back of the house is towards Birch's, but I've been Birch's side, and there is no sign for them there.
The youngster and his mate have decamped and fled on foot into the nearby gardens.
I just don't know where the car's been abandoned now.
Several local residents saw the lad's scarper.
That's good. One of the ladies has just told me that he's run out the back.
There's no sign of death. The experienced interceptor knows he needs to act fast to prevent them leaving the area, so he quickly hatches his plan.
We get a unit on the Birch, just down to Birch around the so we try and get it contact to get the helicopter.
With backup units now on the scene, Andy wants to get the area surrounded.
I'm on the other side of the counters at the vehicle now. We get the helicopter up to check the back gardens.
The interceptor instructs the other units on where to position themselves.
They're in that block there somewhere. The occupants are out in the street. So I'm going to contain that area somewhere. Yeah, right. Okay. Thanks.
Now the cops have the area contained, and they begin to search the gardens.
Does anyone come over?
The interceptor scours every potential hiding place. But draws a blank.
Well, they're the houses that the people have said they've come over the back of those houses. So, everywhere the key is locked.
The young suspect and his passenger seem to have done a disappearing act.
If this had been in the middle of the night, we could just release the dead to go and begin a search. But because of the time, there's a lot of people, as you've seen, on a night, it's a lot quieter.
And the hunt reluctantly is to declare it unopposed.
It looks like they've managed to get themselves secured somewhere. The gentleman that was being chased there, he actually only lives less than 100 yards away. So obviously there's a fair number of people in the area, and at this time of the day, we probably have no real problems of popping into someone's house.
It's been a disappointing morning, but Andy knows it hasn't been a completely fruitless search. The bag of weed on the front seat of the Vectra will only add to the list of charges. Unfortunately, this time the young lad and his mate managed to get away. The interceptors do have a bag of weed that will be destroyed, as well as another uninsured car off the roads. It's 9 p.m. and on the A66, interceptor Ian Staffley's been dispatched to assist an armed response unit between the black dot and its failed to stop. Motorbike loving Staffers is an old hand at use, and he's hoping his advanced driver training can help put the brakes on this runaway. True with Paul Dale, the interceptors are playing catch-up in their X5. Ian and Paul race to reach the pursuit. By the interceptors just reached each space, they receive a contact from this. Interceptors are now up on whether the fugitive, but these passengers are so far.
big note I got with the list when we got there again.
Ian and Paul made much sense, and these two just a few months ago, that was the shoot. Clearly not stopping anytime soon. This time Ian and Paul took the to help get the 19-year-old driver linked.
Yeah, the job section behind the big storm is currently on this. It's about man, wonderful, it's about 5 minutes.
A couple of miles ahead, the student train continues on the road. Ian and Paul were gliding on the vehicle ahead, but struggling to keep up the speed of focus. The vehicle was reported stolen, and the teenage driver making ever more dangerous moves to try out on the cops. Now, Ian and Paul helped get off the vehicle, forced them to get into the zone. The ARD unit give the interceptors constant radio updates on the youth's direction of travel. Overhead, the speeding Ford Focus suddenly bumped it off the main road. With the cops nipping at its heels, the stolen car now flees into the street, hoping to shake them off. The ARD unit stays hot at its tail. The car turns down a cul-de-sac. A bit of interceptor intuition tells them the teenager and his mates could be about to fail. The cops are straight after the youths, and Ian and Paul are now on hand to help hunt for the missing teenagers. But the interceptor's task is made difficult by the enemy of any successful pursuit. Complex maze of streets and housing estates.
People there.
Another officer is chasing the lads on foot a couple of streets away, and radios their location for Ian and Paul to try and head them off.
Maybe sit on the back to where? Okay, yes, it's in there.
As Ian and Paul reach the scene, the cops have the 19-year-old driver in cuffs. Interceptor assists with getting him detained.
Right, fella. See some up?
Ian gives the youth a quick check over, along with his mate.
Ну, он так не сильно большой.
The teenager's notched up speeds of 120 miles an hour, but he still seems confused as to why he's been stopped.
You know why lots of sun on you? Dangerous driving, doesn't stop, no insurance, don't have the license. Yeah. You have got a license before? Yeah. No insurance? Yeah. How was the car? That's all about that, see? Because behind you. Okay. We're looking for a good design. Yeah, yeah. If we're looking for the posh man, the posh, you've got to take it. But we're happy to take it to a question to get on the call.
With the two cubs, the search for their accomplices continues.
Helicopters up, trying to see if they can track anybody moving across that line. If they do, then we'll try and get something around there, intercept them and find out who they are.
The 19-year-old driver later pleaded guilty to dangerous driving, no insurance, and taking a car without consent. He was given a 12-month jail sentence, suspended for 2 years, and 100 hours unpaid work. The teenager was also disqualified from driving for 3 years. And for the interceptors, removing another speeder off our roads has potentially saved the lives of other motorists. A successful night's work in any multiple.
When they're driving like that, give no consideration to anybody else on the road. It's 10 to 11 at night, it's dark, they're not expecting something coming flying around the corner at high speed. It's just a complete lack of consideration to anybody else.
Still to come, stopping a suspected thief requires tactics from a sting in the tail.
The brand new season of FX is the bear is many things. That's what makes it special. It's satisfying.
System, baby.
It's emotional. It's chaotic. But it's definitely not for kids. So set up rest controls by simply opening up the account holder's profile page to set the appropriate age for each profile. Check it out, yeah? FX is the bear. New season now streaming exclusively on Disney+.
The Hogger featuring a very close affair. For some of us, it's nothing more. Streaming on 5, sponsored by Simba Heat Tech Duvets.
The interceptors are highly trained pursuit drivers, but what's on? Sometimes they're forced to take extreme measures in their high-tech cop cars in order to get their hands on young runaways before someone gets hurt.
The way people drive and the danger they put people in when they try to cross the bridge in most cases. Because the potential for them to kill somebody or destroy somebody's life is massive.
Often the most effective method to bring the pursuit to a safe conclusion is the T-pack, but in extreme cases, a bit of brute force may be what's required.
How do we stop them? So whether we use Stinger, the T-pack tactics, to the last resort, that's sometimes where we use the car to stop them.
It's the early hours of Saturday morning. In Cleveland, interceptors in their unmarked 330 have clocked a suspicious-looking VW Golf that they think they were stolen. As they see a flash of blue, it seems the driver sees red and decides not to hang around for a chat. The 23-year-old driver heads off backwards, hardly the most conventional way to begin a pursuit. Most drivers would step out of the car.
Идиот.
But it looks like this lad's doing the complete opposite. The pursuit is on. Worryingly, the runaway's driving is becoming increasingly erratic. VW narrowly misses an oncoming car as it swerves dangerously across the road. A little further to the right, and a collision would have been unavoidable. The Golf soon notching up speeds of almost 70 miles an hour. Intel on the car reveals why it's so intent on losing the interceptor. It's now heading towards a residential neighborhood. In any pursuit, unpredictable young drivers pose a huge threat to innocent motorists and pedestrians. The cops summon all units in the area assistants, including interceptors Kev Salter and Pete Tate.
Location, please.
14 years into his dream job, former gas engineer Kev likes nothing better than stepping on the gas to help remove renegade runaways off the street. The boys are a few miles away from where the cops are chasing the youngsters at the golf, but they're still eager to get in. 3 miles away, more interceptor cars have joined the pursuit as the unmarked 330 continues to tail the police BMW. The cops know that one way or another, they've got to bring this pursuit to an end before someone gets hurt. Their first tactic is to get another unit further ahead to slow down. They reckon blocking the Golf's path will force it to stop. It seems not even the cop car ahead can put the brakes on these suspected thieves. In a brazen move, the VW simply mounts the pavement and shoots at the inspector's car. The danger's now mounting as the Golf begins booting it at 100 miles an hour. As Kevin Pete race to reach the pursuit, the interceptors are now trying their next tactic, a stinger. It's a retractable bed of nails placed across the path of the oncoming VW to puncture the tyres and quickly bring it to a halt. As the Golf hurtles past, it goes straight into the trap.
Ну, такой ничего не происходит.
But despite being stung unbelievably, the young driver still isn't throwing
Он
it.
так еще.
The interceptors have
Что
had
тут надо сделать?
It seems the only thing these youths will understand is a bit of brute force. But prolific thieves often arm themselves so the cops must show caution when they stop it. In a final bid to halt the car, interceptors up ahead pull in front of the Golf, while another interceptor slides up the side to box it in. It's a tactical hit. Car thief nil, cops 1. Within seconds, the cops get the young occupant out of the bus. Kevin and Pete are also on the scene and begin checking the VW for evidence.
We just said the video, if we're going to put them in there, first thing we found was an axe. So that's where you want to be first to enter after the truck. So you're going to box it in and put the windows out so they slap them and they get them returned on the floor.
And it's just as well this young driver was stopped. He was later sentenced in court to a total of 3 years behind bars for robbery and threatening the public with a knife, for taking the car without consent and was banned from driving. Fleeing youths will resort to all sorts of dangerous tactics when trying to outrun police.
I believe that they're necessary evil. People have been all protected against them. It's really good. So, driving
These young terrorists, they get their thrills from a bit of high-octane action. But usually in any pursuits, there's only one winner. That, of course, is the interceptors.
Max, stop ready. Max, stop ready.
Okay.
Push the system, come down.
Okay.
Тут такой, вообще такой первый попал, как люди интересно.
The nature lover featuring a blissful Bianca, streaming online, sponsored by Simba Earth Mattresses.
I'm Shona, and I love a shortcut. I use Surf Magnificent Wash. It sorts my stale smelly stuff with a super speedy spin that leaves me spotless and smelling sublime. Told you I'll have a shortcut. New search magnificent watch. Plus even in 15 minutes.
Play the Cats Protection Weekly Lottery and get cat happy. You'll be jumping for joy if you win our super draw of up to £25,000. The £1,000 weekly jackpot could have you dancing with delight. It's so easy to play. Just text HAPPY to 88008 to play through your mobile or go online. And here's the happiest bit. Every time you play, you'll help bring a little more joy to the lives of abandoned and unloved cats. Text HAPPY to 88008 or go online. Come on, play the Cats Protection Weekly Lottery and get cat happy.
Wow, this just gets better and better. This is amazing.
This is why I love doing this.
It feels like I'm in a better place when I'm here. I'm closer to the person that I will be. What do you think when you go through the village?
I thought I want to get somewhere that's going to lead me down an interesting
They're all living a new life in the wild. But you, join Ben Vogel for New Lives in the Wild. Stream now.
Stand still, get yourself on the floor now. Get yourself on your knees, don't run.
Police interceptors hide and seek.
Right, get out now.
Hello, you're still watching it.
When the cops are hot on their heels, criminals will do everything they can to hide away in the shadows. But in this high-stakes game of cat and mouse,
We didn't come to the door with that.
the interceptors are determined to leave no stone unturned in their quest to lock up the bad guys. Coming up on this hide-and-seek
Last chance, Ben.
curious case of hidden identity,
Right, I'm getting a little bit suspicious that you say you are now because things are going wrong with our data following you, aren't they?
and a cautious approach to searching a suspect.
Tell us if you've got all that experiment, right? And I think it's the backside. People go very late to hide books. And the last place we want to walk is somewhere like the backside.
As an interceptor, no two days are the same.
Like mock vision, just mock vision.
On an average shift, they deal with anything from spring-trap motorists
Another pretending to be dead. Really?
to urgent 9 calls.
It used to be that it's going to be an answer for me. Centre and danger line.
A large part of an interceptor's time is spent trying to sniff out the hiding places of those criminals hell-bent on avoiding the wrong arm.
People will hide anywhere, guns, shapes, on the trampolines.
And people hide everywhere. And people hide behind on the wall, the ladder, the bed, in the bed.
A lot of them inside the city,
In a pond, in the middle of winter.
or in the church house.
It's 7 p.m. in Billingham, just north of Middlesbrough. Interceptor Liam Sewell is searching for an 18-year-old fugitive who's just decamped from his vehicle and gone into hiding.
It's just there. And they've come over the garden, so baby's down there.
Dog handler Liam has spent 14 years on the force. Middlesbrough supporter is hoping his skills as a pursuit-trained driver will come in handy in his hunt for the hideaway. The cops suspect the bloke was driving earlier without insurance or a license. Liam scours the streets for any sign of him. The interceptor gets a lucky break. A local has spotted a man hopping over her garden fence.
Is he in your garden? Is he that house? That way? That way top?
Now he's got a clearer description, Liam takes to foot and begins scanning the area nearby for any sign of the bloke.
Right.
No, buddy.
Seen anyone on the run? Just put the big boots.
Anyone in your backyard? Because that one was in back gardens.
There's no sign of him anywhere. It seems this bloke is playing hard to get. The hunt for the 18-year-old began half an hour ago. The cops received intel that he was driving without a license or insurance. Liam and his fellow interceptors began pursuing the man silver Peugeot. The bloke was desperate to leave the tailing cop car in its dust.
We're still continuing.
Completely ignoring red lights, the bloke put other motorists' lives at serious risk as he ploughed his way through a one-lane carriageway. The man then tried the classic trick of heading into a housing estate in a bid to shake off the cops.
Left.
The interceptor's worst fears were realised when he swung right into the estate.
Right. Tungsten Avenue.
And he still seemed to be ignoring every rule of the road as he caned it through the residential streets.
Just gone through the red light.
When the runaway began to approach the town centre, the cops were forced to call off the pursuit, fearing for the public safety.
The police vehicle is being stopped in the shooter's port.
But just as all seemed lost, Liam then received intel that the bloke had swapped four wheels for two legs and gone into hiding somewhere on the estate.
Steve camped round here.
So far, Liam's had no luck finding the man. But then the interceptor receives another tip.
Yeah, got all the Wendy.
The man's now run straight into a complete stranger's home.
Got some information from a witness that this gentleman ran up from the car was seen going into this house here.
When fleeing lawbreakers get desperate, it's not uncommon for them to barge their way into a random house.
We believe he's in it, so we've got good information. There's no point you spending the night himself, is it?
Liam's a seasoned pro playing cat and mouse with criminals. This interceptor knows all the usual places where they'll try to hide.
Hold on, come under the bed, Finn. Last chance, Finn. Come on out. Put your hands behind your back. On the bed. Hands behind your back, sorry.
Give him the rest, sorry, bet. Suspicion effective won't be.
You don't stop the police and do this job. Just need to search him a bit better.
Before the bloke gets shipped off to the Middlesbrough Nick, cops do a saliva swab to test the drugs.
Sorry, my fault. He's on up bed.
The runaway is tested positive for cannabis and cocaine. Driving under the influence of drugs will now be added to his list of misdemeanors. Under custody, the man seems curious as to how the interceptors discovered his hiding place so quickly.
Don't you bother me? We tapped into the CIA satellite.
The bloke was later convicted of dangerous driving without insurance or a license, as well as driving under the influence of drugs. He was jailed for 12 months and disqualified from driving for 3.5 years. Liam is a classic case of seek to be completion.
We got him in the end with the help of members of the public, and then he gets another drive off the road.
Still to come on police interceptors. Jacko spots a suspected hideaway. And no place left to hide for a suspected drug dealer.
So we've got some search for it, alright? Information that was put in the car.
Discover a rich world of coffee, full of flavour and intense aromas. A unique moment in every cup of Law coffee. Awaken your senses. Law. Pleasure is gold. And now introducing Law Coffee Beans. Fluffy crumpets, only 45p at Tesco. And now there's even more of your everyday favourites price matched at Aldi. Tesco, every little helps.
For the perfect breakfast.
The Banana Pal, featuring Very Happy Hugo, streaming on Vibe. sponsored by Simba Adjustable Pillows.
Flushing out fugitives from their hiding places often requires a certain amount of patience and intuition. There are times when the interceptors also have to play their own game of hide and seek in order to shine a light on a criminal's unlawful activity. It's 7:45 p.m. At Winchester Street, the interceptors have just received intel that a suspected drug dealer is about to deliver a snatch case.
That's perfect. Just a bit down. Fingers crossed.
A sting operation to catch the bloke has been quickly planned with all units in the area dispatched to help.
Yeah, I'm making ground. Got some distance.
Including interceptor Damien Damo Stevens.
He's dealing drugs. Until 8 o'clock. It's 1:45. Got on the hop a little bit, so we're making ground as quickly as we can towards him. Just going to try and, put a normal stop on the vehicle and just get him in the vehicle searching.
Middlesbrough's supporter Damo has racked up more than 21 years in the force. The interceptors hoping he won't have to use any of his advanced trained driver skills to bring down the suspected drug dealer. Tonight's undercover operation means Damo and his fellow interceptors must hide themselves carefully. If the suspect spots one of the interceptors' marked cars, it'll be game over. So Damo's unmarked Beamer is invaluable in ensuring the cops can successfully spring their trap.
Gives us a huge benefit. The jobs like we're about to do, which is trailing the drug dealer and stopping him, Visibility is a bit of an issue sometimes.
The cops suspect the bloke will be stopping near a row of shops. With Damo and the other units hidden in position, it's now just a matter of biding their time as they prepare to pounce.
Several units unmarked, going for watching the area, watching him. So we just need to wait. The timetable we've been given is from 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. It's only 1 minute past 8, so we're in the right place at the right time.
The interceptors only have one chance to get the suspect cocaine dealer caught and cuffed, so every unit needs to be clear on their role in this thing.
Demo, if we shout up somewhere behind you from this end, you need to be ready to pull out behind him to stop him.
No problems.
A few minutes later, another unit reports that the suspect has now left in a Ford Mondeo. It's essential the interceptors pick exactly the right moment to pounce, so Damo's kept updated as the vehicle heads in his direction.
Yes, of course. So we'll be able to give you 25, 30 seconds notice.
The sting is the culmination of weeks of surveillance on the bloke, so the interceptors are desperate to get it right.
We know what vehicle they're going to be in, so 20 minutes.
Bang on cue, the suspected drug dealer approaches the area completely unaware of the trap that lies in wait. Damo's primed and ready to pounce.
Yeah, it's good on that. We're on time at 4:01.
The interceptor makes his move. Surprisingly, the bloke pulls over as soon as he hits the siren.
Oh, how you doing? So you've got some search, mate. Alright, some information on some drugs in the car. Alright, so I'm just going to test. Alright, what was section 23, the misuse of drugs act? The search suit. Yeah, mate? That was my work, so. Just come on, please.
The suspect's not putting up any resistance so far, nor is he hiding what he's doing.
Have you got the drugs in the car, my business? Have you got? Got it in the front, an egg?
The bloke admits to having drugs hidden in a indirect container. With a there's nothing sweet about this bloke's potential crime.
Virginia, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 classes. Alright, I'm ready to initially class A and supply. Alright, we've got to say if you're bringing out the place, you'll make sure you press some level like that. Maybe you say, maybe no. Understand? You can stop without instant before the shot. I detained for drug search and he topped where the bill was and a couple of wraps in his pocket. So he's locked up without incident.
Jacobs also seized the man's phones, which may hold evidence to suggest that the drugs are for more than personal use.
People are ringing up asking where their cocaine is. They're happy punters, I think.
It's been a textbook operation, but the interceptors are far from done yet.
Doesn't mean the investigation has stopped now, as you can see there's some panic. Customs is still trying to ring. They've been over there, getting drugs dog to search the car, searching through his house, and then investigation will begin with him personally. But, well, you know, it's a good dealer locked up.
The house search seems to have come trumps.
And they found lots more evidence, and lots more drugs, white pistol, lots more, lots of dealer bags, and that's the evidence that they were quite money.
And on that, drug dealing won't be the only charge this bloke will have to answer to.
He's admits having consumed a line of cocaine himself now. He's failed the roadside drug line. So he's under arrest on suspicion of that as well.
With some well-coordinated teamwork, the interceptors have taken the sting out of the suspected drug dealer's tail.
We rely on our colleagues in division and on CID to give us information and talk with the Ellison Hatch and drug dealer and to actually secure the evidence against him.
The substance in the Kinder Egg was cocaine. And the bloke was found guilty of possession with intent to supply a Class A drug. It's lunchtime near Bishop Hawthorne. Ian Butler and Paul Jackson are out on patrol with a black Ford car heads for the interceptors. They recognise the bloke behind the wheel. He's a known burglar who's only recently got out of jail. They suspect the car he's driving is stolen. The cops also know the lad's previously been banned from driving, so Bully and Jacko are keen to have a word. Realising the interceptors are onto him, the lad and his passenger decamp and flee on foot into a field. Jacko hot-puts after them, leaving Bully to go check out the car.
LA sports car's been abandoned with cage. Might as well arrange recovery for that.
Jacko's not having much luck. The lad has managed to outrun him across the open field. Now the interceptors can't find either hide or head. He reckons they could be hiding from the guard that's lying on the field.
Bully, on the field side, and on the field up the street. You get there, west to the street.
Bully scowls. But it looks like the lad got to ground. But then suddenly, Jacko spots him.
There's one in the field.
Jacko's on someone in the field there. Near not being there.
But he was sitting on the car, but he was doing his good and he was good to go.
The man claims he's just looking for his dog. A quick person's check with control shows nothing suspicious, so Jacko lets him go. But suspecting he was driving without a license or insurance, Jacko's still determined to find him.
We knew it was paid on it.
Good night, Charlie.
But again, their search brought him back.
It's incredibly frustrating. We're passing him at low speed, and we're both looking at the road, and we don't actually don't need to drive the car. And within such a distance, public currency, we always do, we always come again. We're not staying on the fixed by him.
A check of the abandoned car reveals a ghetto blaster, TV to games console.
Some of them are called children. You need something that don't always run on computers, and you have to look around and watch the foot on the ground.
They don't find the passenger. The car now even sees Jackal and Bully's next stop in the game of hide and seek was the driver's house. But there's no sign of him here either. The trail may have gone cold for now, but experienced interceptors like Jackal and Bully know that lawbreakers may be able to run, but they can't hide forever.
Makes sense, we're going to the point. What's the next best thing with Switzerland? We've got the car, all is not lost. It's not really what we want to discuss. Even though that car we've got it, we've got the public to start to pay for it. Not too bad.
An hour later, Jackal's in the driving seat. When control catches from a call to him. Unbelievable, it's the fleeing driver from earlier. He's been told the cops were around his house. Now he wants to speak to Jackal.
Gordon? Yeah. It's about the phone call this morning in Alton. Whatever. My point is getting to the conversation with the board. We'll have a couple of other chat with you.
The lad's now claiming that he was never behind the wheel before.
Television to know what I'm doing at this one. And we don't think so that I'm not there. It's just doing what we expect. There's something to do with we'll have a chat with you and conference to tell the truth what I'd like to say.
When the interceptors arrive at his house, the bloke's in plain sight and he's waiting outside to greet them.
How are you doing? Hey? Never met him. Jack, what's your new car? Vodka. Other than that, correct, fishing, left the vehicle, driving, license, no insurance. You know that? Yeah, same thing with having questions, ask you one questions, share that info. Anything you say, maybe a bit nervous. Understand? Yeah. Right on it. Hey? Right.
Despite being caught, the bloke still tried to plead innocent.
When was this night?
12.
Half 12. You say me. You haven't. You definitely haven't.
Not getting into it now, right? We did see you.
He can tell that to the judge. All in all, it's turned out to be an excellent result for Bully and Jacko, who are determined that lawbreakers like this lad have no better hide.
Oh, Johnston. Alright. It's just like a fucking individual. People running up. Well, you're a doctor. When you face the system more times than you know how you work. Instead of doing disregard for the law, this is just an inconvenience. I don't know who's basically like in a tooth, but you've got two cops in the camera, which follows the ID of an instant. So we'll go straight to the ID. I'm sure they'll be glad to read and see where we go from there.
The lad was convicted of burglary and driving without a license or insurance. He was sentenced to 6 months in prison, suspended for 2 years, and also received 6 penalty points for driving without insurance and was ordered to pay £115 in costs. Still to come, not a way of hiding illegal drugs, and a group of youths if the cops still run around.
427 minutes. What is a green light up? Forward. Hill.
I'm Shauna, and I love a shortcut. I used to have my Nixon watch. It sorts my stale smelly stuff with a super speedy spin that leaves me spotless and smelling sublime. Told you I love a shortcut. New certified Nixon watch. Plus even if it's all minutes.
We all take the time, and so we should all pay our way. Or do we? Do you? Maybe right.
Well, physically, yeah, that's fine with your business.
as a free ride.
Why are you doing this?
Well, good. I'm not paying for transport. Fair Dodgers, a war with the law. Stream the full series now on 5. Any dog, any size, any problem. Release the hound. The Dogfather is back to turn canine chaos.
Feel like we were cut out it, not just with the dog.
Into calm.
You won't find this in any dog training manuals. Well, this is a miracle. Put it there.
Dogs behaving very badly. Stream now on 5.
The Chiller, featuring a very cool Chloe, streaming on Vine, sponsored by Simba Cortage Mattresses.
In their mission to weed out criminal activity, the interceptors will endeavour to search every nook and cranny until they find a fugitive's hideaway.
The most communicative with the great is quite a big fellow as well. I don't think the kind of small is too important for it.
But there are times when searching for hidden contraband goes a little beyond an interceptor's job description.
Yeah, I'm going to jump by it. Once I try to push that.
It's lunchtime, and it's all kicking off on the A689 west of Durham. Jacko's currently tailing a blue Renault Scenic. The interceptors believe the driver may be on his way across the border to do a drug deal. A few miles up the motorway, interceptors Mark Gibbons and Steve Haley are racing to assist Jacko in the pursuit.
Jacko, we have working any other on the road.
Back in the pursuit, the Renault's still showing no signs of stopping. Cops suspect the driver and his passenger may be dealing in heroin. Their actions are doing nothing to allay their suspicions. Jacko suspects they may be trying to hide their stash. As Mark and Steve get nearer, they receive a complaint. As the interceptors reach the scene, Jacko has the driver and his mate in cuffs. He reckons the passengers found a rather unpleasant place to hide the stash of drugs. It's not unusual for suspected dealers to hide drugs in this way when they get desperate.
Once a passenger basically turned on the seat and started sticking drugs up his backside. Once he's managed to have it what he wants, then he's back up and then pull over.
So far, passengers deny everything and claim it's all the driver. Mark and Steve search the car, but don't find anything. So, if the suspected drugs aren't in the car, where could they be hidden?
That's the control button in Texas 5. Tell it says you've got all the everything caravan. Alright, you should go and sell it. Alright, and after you've stuck on your backside. Alright, so we're going to make some fallout.
These interceptors have a knack of dealing with suspected criminals.
The day people go 20 legs to hide drugs. So that's the place where we want to focus on drugs is in backside. So in case it gets to the station, we're going to dry cell and let's go off the browsing and then it's just lunchtime most people. They're good things.
With both suspect dealers now heading for the neck, Mark and Steve remove the driver's dogs from the car and call it a sniffer dog.
Hello. We're going to run a dog through the car just to see if there's any drug paraphernalia or any drugs that have been secreted.
After a bit of gentle persuasion to remove the other occupants,
Come on, sir. There we go.
the sniffer dog gives the car a thorough once over.
Dogs trained to identify any illegal substances in the vehicle.
But doesn't come up with anything either.
Yeah.
although they didn't find any drugs at the scene. The passenger later relieved himself of several packages of what was suspected to be heroin after a visit to the toilet. Following an investigation, no further action was taken. It's now late evening, and Mark and Steve have just clocked a vehicle whose driver is acting suspiciously.
You've seen this car come out one side street, it's just gone straight back down the next one, so I'm just having a look at it. It's an old Audi.
It could be nothing but Mark and Steve tail the driver to see what he's up to. It's not long before the bloke looks over.
Hello, sir, how are you doing? Good. Why is this a routine vehicle check? Just notice you come down one side street and then you go down another. Hiya. How come you drink tonight? I don't drink. Right. Okay. There's a carriage in your name? Yes. Alright, just stand on the pavement because it's obviously dead on the road.
There's a female passenger in the car. First, the cops want to take some details of the driver.
What's your name, sir? George.
You got any idea of this? No, nothing at all.
You any chance service?
No.
Man claims his name is George. Police data shows the vehicle is indeed registered in the names of George. The date of birth on the system is not the one the bloke's just given me.
What was it? 12th of November 1957. 12/7/57. Apologies. 1207 1957.
Now the man seems confused about what month he was born in.
It's still into reasonable certainty that he is who he says he is. Just how much he is. He did about the 12/7/57.
The bloke's new date of birth still doesn't match those on insurance details for the car. Mark and Steve smell a rat.
All it is you just your demeanour, your eyes a little bit glazed.
The bloke admits he was disqualified from driving 5 years ago. So, desperate to convince the cops he's the George that's legally allowed to drive this car, he now produces a driver's license.
Yes, but it's on 12/7/1952.
Hang on, he originally told the interceptors he was born in 1947. The date of birth on the license is 1952. That's 5 years difference.
So, George, you were born 1952. How long does that make you? 60 odd. 60 odd? 62.
60 odd. Surely everybody knows how old they are.
Something not right here. Don't know what it is, but we'll get to the bottom of it.
It may well be that he is who he says he is, and he's just not very good at remembering numbers. But there's just something not quite right at the minute.
Right, George, I'm getting a little bit suspicious that you're who you say you are now, because things are going wrong with our data quality, aren't they?
Oh.
Right, and you admit you've been disqualified in the past, so that would give me suspicion that if anyone's going to start giving us false details, that's a good reason to do that, isn't it?
Both Mark and Steve have more than sneaking suspicion that this bloke's trying to hide his true identity.
When you've got two of us thinking the same thing, you know alarm bells start ringing.
Next, the interceptors get sent a photo of the person on the driver's license. If this bloke is claiming to be the real George, who he says he is, then surely he should match the person on the photo.
How long ago was this photograph taken of you?
A few years ago.
Mark and Steve aren't convinced. But surely the driver will know where he was born.
Hello, mate. Where's your guy taking his born at?
Where were you born, George? Darlington. Darlow.
What that you got the photo for there, George 12/7/62. He's born on the date.
Let's stick one over here. That's a
300 and now comes the conclusive crack in the driver's wall of lies. HQ have managed to track down the real registered driver and are speaking to him.
Speaking to George on his own line, that's the place you've got people.
That'll be one under arrest.
It seems the bloke has been driving a vehicle without the correct license or insurance.
Right, George, whatever your name is, remove your hands. You're under arrest on suspicion of this time of swapping the motor vehicle and obstruct police. I will give the false details, okay? He was adamant that everything about him was kosher. They would persevere through all communications, so we arrested him on suspicion of taking the vehicle without the owner's consent and obstruct police for giving us false details.
Now that we know he's not George, who is he? The quiz is passenger.
What's his name?
Let's do us a favour, will they?
Do the box first.
On his date of birth, like?
So I just need to move on 64.
1964 is all.
A quick check by control reveals the bloke has a string of driving offences over the past 20 years.
Drive was qualified in 2007 and 2001, 2000, 99, 98, 97.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all.
And now he's got yet another driving offence added to the list.
Okay, so the next five
It's like,
Elizabeth.
Random starters turned into a fruitful night's
Don't be jealous.
we're absolutely buzzing that we persevered
Oi.
those checks, and in the end, that was
Блядь, пять.
and he's got an expired
Такие.
And it all goes to show you've got no hope of hiding your true identity from the independents.
Straight away, that's straight away. Got to keep digging, and we soon find out the real person.
And was convicted of driving without a license or insurance. Gave 6 penalty points, which led to a big ban from driving for 12 months and had to pay a fine of £120. No further action was taken to the swap of the car, and its female passenger was released without charge. It's the early hours of Tuesday morning, and in Hartlepool, Interceptor Paul Foster is responding to a call about some lads involved in antisocial behaviour.
We're getting a report of illegal driving, drowned on a field doing donuts.
Known as Mustard, DIY enthusiast Paul has more than a decade.
А, этот. Netflix, у него тоже нет.
Fugitives, this all activities and more
Свой аккаунт. А, да, этот. Ау, где он? Даже не знаешь, на категории. Где? Что? Ю. О, нашел я. Сейчас буду залезть на свой аккаунт. Да, тут же фильмы есть. Не знаю, несложно. Там не телефон. С телефона. А, есть у меня. Только не зарегистрировался. как? 2004, 85 в этом году. Потом устроили. Нравится? Или швею. Нет, Лина. Кто-то не знает. Правильно, кстати. Тут уже без Нет. делать. Тут, наверное, сразу. Пока сюда. Термометр? Да, перед входом. Был теперь или... Да, теперь на кухне сделать точно. Понял. Оно не то. Это... Дерево, вали. Вали. Дерево, блин. Что за фигня? Вот именно на Five этот. Как его? Футбол был. Да. Лайф, вот этот.
We're ready. Get yourselves moving against Saudi Arabia's outlet.
We don't need to tell you what this is. You already know. It's there, deep in your mind. You can summon its name without us even saying it. Eyes? Told you. Because you and your friends connected this summer. Vodafone, the nation's network.
Это TS, это. Конфеты? Такая мелкая, я даже не заметил сразу. Пипец. Такая мелкая, как это, конфету. Еще один. Не знаю.
Functional seats, particularly champion still, Ruben Neves, international teammates, good friends. The open chapter along with his brother, Andre Silva, also a professional footballer with the Portuguese club, NFL. Both brothers who died in a road accident in Spain. Orlando, air kickoff, closing in every
Джота, да, я помню.
Here we go then. Game number 57 of the FIFA Club World Cup live from Orlando, Florida. It's the first of the 4 quarterfinals. Rio Rhythm meets React Resilience. Luminese against Al Hilal. Two teams that are still unbeaten at this FIFA Club.
Вот это классный Wi-Fi.
There are 5 sides in this tournament who haven't lost a game yet. And we have 2 of them going head to head here.
Так, блин, перед Wi-Fi.
Fierce in their pressing against Manchester City. They look to begin very much in that vein here today too.
Не так. Так.
I think that would have been the biggest selection for Barcelona because he goes with the same formation that
Чайник.
beat Manchester City or revert back to the formation they played in the group stage games.
The supporters Luminese are playing in number was a early foolish position for the Saudi Arabian team. Looks like it's now. Such problems for Manchester City. How have Luminese got to deal with this today? This Joao Cancelo.
I think it could be different for Al Hilal today. I think they'll have the majority of possession to be able to take the game to Fluminense as opposed to counter-attacking, which they did was devastating against Manchester City. Loose touch, but a good ball, diagonal ball from Koulibaly to find his teammate who's free. Seems to be this left-hand side in the opening minutes where the space is. El Arabi and Renan Lodi when he gets up from his left centre-back position.
Arabi trying to pick out an Arabi down today. It's a 100th game for Al Hilal today. The Senegalese international. What do they do with Koulibaly? Xavier loses out to Al-Jassar. This is Ghana. Both teams Greetings with a Cano. Comet Cano with a K for Alilan. Cano with a C. Liz. Savage. Show. Alongside someone like he's probably looking for last. Days to pick out players this Club World Cup so far. He's the only player to have collected 3 towards so far.
I mentioned pre-match how impressive Harry is, how he just used to roam across the front 3. You see, he didn't get the ball the first 3 minutes, and now he's gone and found his second pocket on the left-hand side.
Та блін, підвали. Задолбав. Букер.
These is new to locations such as this. Just over a year ago, deleted Chelsea. Next year.
Qui?
Position of the track itself. Easily beat in the midfield. And then Lobby, work the ball to allow the ball to bounce, and in the end he was scampering to get it clear. This stadium, which has seen the most goals per game of any venue in this Club World Cup so far. It's been an average of over 5 goals per game whenever it's been held in the Captain Ross Stadium.
Отвали.
Sonic. Every 50-50 crowd has been fiercely battled so far.
Yeah, it's been a bitty first.
Кухня готова.
Pretty much this image sums up the opening 6 minutes. No real quality. Both teams strong in the tackle. Game hasn't really settled down yet.
It's one of the games in Florida. The heat is a factor. It is a test of lungs as well as logic. There's a passion, there's going to have to be patience too. Good about it. Powerful. Strength. Well outnumbered. And a big cheer for the Providence team supporters as they regain possession. Ignacio. Martinelli.
This is the man for the end to get the ball. Martinelli when he drops deep and spray balls like that.
Yes. Once the world's most expensive defender. Next year. Watching the paper. Whether that's the supporters needs homegrown, came through the youth system. Is Ruben Neves. Chelsea, although we made some miraculous things against Manchester City here 4 days ago. Sorry. There was something games now from this turn is so trouble, so it just bounce up to the next year. First ever meeting with these clubs. Just to put in context how big a deal it was for Algerman to beat Manchester City in the last 16. The first time that a team from the Asian Confederation had ever beaten a European team in a FIFA club competition. Just looking for what it is. Ruben Neves.
Ja. Jag är lite kontent.
Energetic burst from Eddie Bennett to Bernard.
Det är ju på ståpet.
Take it down. That's the first free kick of the attacking nature of the game.
Milinkovic Savic there realising his centre back was out of position. Knows he has to take one for the team here.
Сзади раз. Идиоты.
Quite cynical in the end.
На не то положили тут. Идиоты.
There are a whole host of players across both teams who missed the semi-finals so they pick up the yellow card today. Milinkovic Savic is not one of those. And he's now got to be careful. 18 minutes of regulation. Time to play maybe extra time too. Strictly a midfielder. He's carrying a yellow card very early on today. Alice. And the other is seems to go the kick. Dennis. Joanne. Probably started every game in this competition. Slightly overcooked German He may sneak into the back post there.
John Harriet just looking to bend it into the far post. Cameron's late run just probably slightly too high for him.
Situation of okay. Really just to every game in this tournament for Allen, and I can expect every minute of every game. Championship. Look at that.
I'm really struggling to get through the back five of Fluminense, the midfield three. Really struggling.
Electrifying 10 minutes or so in the regulation 90 against Manchester City. Brennan loaded. Out of it. To the valley. Chirag Milinkovic Savic. The movement off the ball from Algerman. Milinkovic Savic. Swing it out. See what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
Just never put up.
That was the one they clipped. Fluminense to the left-hand side. Milinkovic Savic looking to wrap the ball into Marcos Leonardo, who dropped off from his number 9 position. His layoff to Malcolm wasn't good enough.
Between those two Brazilians, Malcolm and Marcos Leonardo, they've got members of this top World Cup already.
И... А, вот так. Ты телек стоит. Телек между всеми. Ну, вот так надо сделать. О, это неправильно.
So it's Sanchez, as you can see here, Fluminense in possession. But then once they lose it, quickly they get into a 5-3-2 formation out of possession.
And that's what made a very good run there. Freitas to play the pass. This is a bad steal. It's the highest press you've ever seen from Manila. The conditions here, the heat will dictate as to how much they can do, and they will try to choose their moments in terms of hounding the defenders from Fluminense. Now to Thiago Silva. Freitas. Goes down by Sergei Milinkovic-Savic. From Manchester City last time out was his moment for the periods for Alabama. Second game in Florida, this competition. They play at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. And now, this is their third game in the Florida league. They drew with Real Madrid in Miami. Beat Manchester City in Orlando. What the NBA's going to try and how well. To hear the whistle there, foul of Maracana. They're not trying to play their way out there.
They've got away with one. I think it was Lodi just wrapped a ball without looking. Piano does well to win the foul. Probably a bit fortunate to win it.
Такой думаю, что да. Что он уже сделал.
Know they've got goals in them. They scored 4 times against Manchester City last time out. And then Lodi here, just fractionally in front of Milinkovic-Savic.
It's a good ball from Renan Lodi. He realised that Fluminense expecting that ball to be played through the lines. Milinkovic-Savic next running behind. Very unfortunate.
Big games just keep coming into zone. The Kings of Europe, Paris Saint-Germain, going head-to-head with Bundesliga champions Bayern Munich for a place in the Club World Cup semi-finals. And it's live tomorrow exclusively on DigiZone. Yes, Savage, footwork from him, and he's taken it down. And he's taking a free kick. Saudi Arabia too.
Very good feed. All 1-2 there. Savage gets them out of trouble. Draws the foul. Many more of those running behind Milinkovic-Savic just made just to stretch the Fluminense back 5. They can't get in that way of break the space in between the lines where they've got Marcos Leonardo position right now.
А, блин. О.
Brazilian voices roll slightly off balance. Novato. Looking for his second goal of the competition.
Very good defending from Ruben Neves. Just does enough, gets his shoulder, does enough to put him off. Playing out of position, he made 2 or 3 of those against Manchester City to keep his side in it.
That score against Marseille in the group stages. It was his first performance since going to the club on loan. Guarantees Santos. There is Hurtails. American flair about that. Koulibaly comes in. I tell you, that's not too bad either. Joao Cancelo. Samuel Chippy not able to work his way out. Stopped by both Ben Harvey. Xavier was 25 years of age. The right back from Sao Paulo. What he puts in his shift. He'll come back for it all day.
They've done that very well to start this game. They've got bodies around John Arias. They realise who the threat is on the counter-attack. Been able to snuff it out.
See it. Neither keeper with a big save to make yet.
Jalkin's position, interesting there. He looked to drop down, just to drag out the left back Fuentes out of his slot to create the space for this man. Just doing all they can at the moment, up and out, dislodge that, illuminate the back five, create some space in behind.
Xavier. Silva.
Wow.
He's going to kick 2. Look at that. He's going to reach Reese. Pocket 2. Issues. Here's Renan Lodi. Even if they go through to the semi-finals now, he will not be eligible to play in New York next week.
Used his body well, Samuel Javier. Doesn't expect it, but gets his body there. Makes Renan Lodi go through the back of him.
Caps for Brazil, Renan Lodi. Brazilian position winger there. Just midway through the first half of the Champion World Stadium and opportunity. Yes. Savage has fully cleared. Gallop. Obviously, trying to get raised anyway. Look at that, say it's straight. Gallop, 2 years ago, was named South American Player of the Year. Scored against Inter last time out. Lovely. Harvey. Just lay it on. Teams that have made it through to the quarterfinals are still players from 33 different countries with a squad walker. Nationality, most players remaining in this tournament is Brazil. Across the 8 remaining teams, there are 56 Brazilians still in the World Cup.
Часы.
Sport, whenever it's to level of loading. Suddenly, trying to switch it. Artistically, Thiago Silva gives it away. Opportunity. Marcus Leonardo. Not coach damage. This is glided through there. Towards Malcolm at the back post. It's about as threatening as Alan Allen beat today, but now they're going to get bodies back. And Bruno Barry's relieved to see that run out of play ahead of Gabriel Mendes.
Big back to that one, Fred. Let's see Koulibaly charging at him. Very good covering from the centre back. Stop the counter attack.
So coach, they've given this head coach. They say you should never go back. It's let's say for a remarkable sixth spell as head coach.
Oh. Вы не только занимаетесь ремонтом домов, но и занимаетесь и знаете толк в загадках. Этой античной статуэтки написано Амилия Форли. Начинающаяся художница. Интересно, подлинная ли она или не может быть, или сделан настоящий мастер отделок. Ох ты! Там мусор убрать.
Supporters from Roma stand the big tier for a team to play to. Ignacio. Jesus Rosati.
Realised there wasn't a teammate on his throat. Performer similar to the goal Koulibaly scored against Manchester City. Almost brilliant defending. Ignacio again. Little touch on the shoulder probably puts Koulibaly off. It is Ignacio. Two very crucial moments from that man in the last couple of minutes.
Видоски. Вот такой да.
Tournament, but now the expectancy is to go and get even more. The winner of this game will play the winner of Chelsea Palmeiras. Will final they face each other later on in Philadelphia. And then Wood. Renato. Again, no answers to anything inside their own half. I like thank you, Chris.
first one go. I think it's this one of Martinelli. So that kind of just dangles the leg, which the ref penalises.
His first start to the tournament against Manchester City in the last 16. Keeping his place in the team today.
Все?
And unchanged.
Ну, да.
So, generic.
These moments now prove to be when in these set piece situations they've struggled to get from the defence through the lines, through the strikers, and relying on set pieces and counter-attacks. We can show delivery on point. Capitalise.
Как? Он не хочет. Блин.
Two very good defences going up against each other, two private attacks. Fluminense had good possession in their own half, starting to get through the first two. On the other hand, very similar to the Rose, trying to get Fluminense back right out of their slots, trying to create those spaces down the sides and in between the lines. I'd say Alvaro just edging it at the moment. A very fascinating game. We haven't had any real clear-cut chances yet.
Is John Andreas all the way to the Champions final. Very nearly season for Simone Inzaghi. Contribution to the team talks. He seems very much trusted by the coach, Renato Goccia, to take much of the style and angle of play. He was almost certain that Jefferson would have gone to become a manager himself one day. He's got all the attributes.
He's been there, he's done it, he's the most experienced centre-back they have, the player they have. It's only right that he imparts his wisdom and see what he sees in this game so far.
Rate of the attendances of this World Cup is worth mentioning. Over 2 million spectators in the field games now. The average attendance per match has been over 35,000 people. So many big games coming up now as we are into the last 8. Just involved, just Hamza, Saudi Arabia. Hoping that big chance will come his way. So, 2 goals against City last time. This is 4 against Juve. Relaxed. Hold up. Through the Fluminense press. John Kinsella. The 2 minutes 22s there. One test on that first.
Second one is maybe behind doing this study. The only one doing it, but he needs to keep doing it, stretching the defence. Very good from him.
Carroll. Brennan Lodi. Sit back from Monday and Hubby. Kinsella. Ruben Evans. More time to go. Break. 8 all under. Good enough. She keeps making these runs. The intent is to Akira to Sean Kinsella. But it's done well here, then he's taken down by Juan Pablo Freitas. Free kick to Al Hilal in a dangerous position, and it's a yellow card for the Argentinian.
Good work from Malcolm again, made by Milenkovic. Savic's unselfish runs in behind, look, runs off a centre midfielder onto a centre half. He doesn't want to be there. They win it back. Malcolm wins the free kick.
This corner is particularly damaging. That one Freitas because it goes through. He's been named in senior Argentinian squads, but he's to make his debut for his country. That was Bernal. Snapshot in from Malcolm. Too many bodies in the way. This can be a big day, including
see it go into Martinelli or Bernal and go into John or a panel like that. Good work from John Arias, drifting over to his left-hand side. That man, Javier, realising he has to be the width. The two wide right players linking up together there, winning Fluminense another corner.
Swivel the delivery, got a very good forehead to it. Ball from Martinelli. And it flashes through the 6-yard box from that battle of Freitas. And Freitas a touch on the way through. We don't see what's a corner there.
Looks like he looks to stand up to the near post and he just flashes it across. Brilliant ball in. Maybe there wasn't. Oh, there, yeah. Calcancelo's right knee.
score each so far. It's 40 minutes play. Young between Fluminense and Al Hilal. This Club World Cup quarter final. Ruben Neves. Sure, Cancelo has been closely marked. Super now.
The beauty of that side of the back. Face just goes so tight on João Cancelo. Knowing he's got 4 defenders cover behind him. Get the ball back for his team.
To them. Messi. Xavier. Delivered these through. Right back to deliver like that off the other side was impressive. Here's Martinelli. Their first proper attempt on target. And with 5 minutes to go until the break, listen to the Brazilian roar.
What a goal, what a hit from Martinelli. The good ball in from his left foot, Xavier. Finds itself at the far post. Comes to Bernal. I think the ball's for Bernal. Number 5. Martinelli takes it off his toes and then...
Whoa!
It's a brilliant hit from Martinelli. Bona with no chance.
It's his first goal of the tournament. It's his third goal of the season. Matheus Martinelli releases the pent-up emotion for the Brazilians. What a time to score with half-time rapidly approaching in Orlando. And remember, Al-Hilal is behind against Manchester City in the last 16, and that still worked out okay for them. They are going to have to come from behind again.
Где, блин?
No disrespect to Manchester City, but this Fluminense side now not going to be trying to find a second. They're going to be getting even more compact, even more hard to break down.
Game which was tight and cagey. Martinelli, she's illuminating events in Orlando with a very special turn and strike.
А, детская.
Goal in total for the club, Matheus Martinelli. Levicka. Martinelli rises well. That's a goal for Sally.
About the elbow, probably the right decision, unintentional, just gets up higher than Al-Dosari was Martinelli.
Yellow card has been shown to Martinelli, so it's 2 each now, keeping the full complement of 11 players on the pitch. It's not important on a daily flying. It's disappointed for Martinelli. He would miss the semi-final shot to actually go through. Waiting for the goal, but now back down on earth again after the yellow card.
It's a big miss for them if they get their big hit. But look at his first touch. For the ball to Bernal, just takes it, buys half a second off the Milinkovic Savic and arrows it into the far corner. A brilliant touch and strike for Martinelli.
on a goalkeeper who's made so many magical saves in this tournament, but even he could get nowhere near that. Goalkeeper who played for Morocco as they reached the semi-finals of the World Cup in Qatar. Now he wants to go to the semi-finals of the Club World Cup. And they're up against it now. Being in Orlando for the last few days, there are so many Brazilians here in the city. They proudly wear their shirts wherever they go. As things stand, as they proceed into the series of the Club World Cup, there may be another one later on anyway. Palmeiras take on Chelsea and Philadelphia play between now and then. Not least, the remainder of this game. It's just enough to go into stoppages.
О, такие разрушения.
Malcolm. Al-Hilal did trail at the break against Manchester City, they then scored very early in the second half.
Listen, it's a side that trailed against Real Madrid, trailed against Man City. They're definitely not going to get desperate here.
Комната.
The whistle had already blown, so Malcolm could have it's a free kick to Al-Hilal.
Into a situation just before half time. Ruben Neves. Going to look to fade it between the defence, the back line and the goalkeeper. Going away from goal.
Neves weighs up the options.
Very high line here for Fluminense.
It's Cullen! Brilliant save from Fabio! By far the oldest player in this Club World Cup, but Fabio flew through the air there to save.
44, wow, what a save! Neves who puts it exactly where Koulibaly wants it. Brilliant save, brilliant reaction to get across from Fabio. Koulibaly does absolutely everything, rises highest, puts it right in that corner. What a save!
He'll be 45 in September. All the experience used to such good effect there. Fuentes heads away, back out to Ruben Neves. The danger is far from over. For Fluminense here, there's a tumble in the penalty area. Oh, Marcus Leonardo goes down. The referee points to the spot. In stoppages ahead of the break. Al-Hilal sensationally being awarded a penalty kick. This will go to the video assistant referee for confirmation. But the on-field decision from Danny McDaly is penalty.
2 minutes before half time, let's see, it's at the far post. Oh, maybe just a bit clumsy. Xavier all coming together. Oh, it looks to me more coming together.
Look at these moments. A normal running stride. This will all be looked at, the replays perused in the background. Video assistant referee was also from the Netherlands. Diepelik, working alongside the assistant VAR, Jerome Lissa. Fluminense hoping the VAR might take them out of a deep hole here.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's a clear and obvious error, but you're right. They're both in their running pattern. They've just collided. I don't think it'll be overturned. But it's one of those that could have gone either way.
Silva pleading the case. These moments of anguish are at all hangs of the balance on an enormous decision, on an enormous turning point, and he's been set to have a look, which means there's definitely a doubt here. Keep your eye on the face, the eyes of the defender Samuel Xavier. He's not looking at the opponent here all the time, he's watching the ball. But the decision is, does he foul the opponent? Is there a little glance?
I think you're right, his stride pattern doesn't change at all from the running. But is that enough? Is that what the ref's looking at, or are they just purely looking at contact?
Saints have got in behind the defender. Is that enough to merit penalty kick? Here's the decision. The Brazilian goal will tell you it's no penalty.
Фола нет.
Says Danny McKerry, having reviewed the footage. Al will have much to say about this. First and foremost, they're saying if it's not a penalty, do we get a corner? It's got to be an uncontested drop ball to restart play. Wow. It could be a game-changing moment. Al-Hilal being able to equalise just before half-time. Yes, it is. Fluminense are set to lead to the break. Jaro. Nesio. This is Arias. Fluminense with a free kick there. They're not going to get it. What about it? Relief. The Brazilian contingent there. There's Max and the referee pointed to the spot. Donato. Jansu. Donato again. Quintus. Yes, almost to take on Start. Start on with a free kick to Fluminense. They played well over the 4 minutes that were due to be added on because well, that extra time that was used for these deliberations with a penalty to be added on to the original 4.
Without even half-time whistle, now you can see since that decision they've become angry, they've been pressing on their own great spaces. Fluminense needs to exploit. Andrade needs to get him in, calm him down.
17 penalties already at this club. Al-Hilal thought they were going to get penalty number 18. Ruben Neves, who scored a spot kick against Real Madrid, but was not to get his opportunity from 12 yards here.
Forward as well. How well Al-Hilal came out and stepped it up against Man City. We had a similar situation. They felt there was an injustice against them. They really came out firing.
Ruben Neves to take the free kick. There can't be much remaining in this first half of that. Two defenders jump together there for now. Ignacio. The referee does bring the first half to a close. Much to discuss, not least Matheus Martinelli's goal. That's Fluminense in front. Al-Hilal were very close to getting an equaliser. Big decision from the officials, deciding that Samuel Xavier's challenge on Marcus Leonardo was not a foul. Fluminense who lead for now.
Fluminense scored against the run of play, but they won't care. Defended very well.
Come up to the studio next.
The Mazda CX-60 plug-in hybrid, available 0% APR representative, and a £2,000 deposit contribution when ordered before 30th of September 2025. Search Mazda, crafted in Japan.
Mazda. Я такая его быстро сделаю.
What's it like watching the new Sky Glass TV? Well, with a 4K HDR screen, it's great. And with Dolby Audio, feels like we're right in the middle of it. But Kelly,
Get Sky Glass Air for £6 a month with a Sky TV subscription for new and existing customers. Sky, believe in that.
Jurassic World in cinemas now.
Jurassic World, да, уже.
Pepsi.
Pepsi.
Anyone got a Pepsi?
Calling bright minds and big hearts. Filled with a trust.
Oh.
You know what it means to count and be counted on. And know that every little thing we do makes a big difference. Do something big. Work with small children.
New Dog-Men Plus. New Dog-Men Plus Care helps neutralize odor-causing bacteria that thrive on stress. Yes! There you are! Upgrade to 72-hour protection with new Dove-Men Plus Care.
Okay, we are family.
I do not want to be anywhere near that woman.
We have so much boxing coming away this summer on the road, starting tomorrow night. We've got Jack Hasselblad for Harlem Universe, and that's what we'll do around the same time as Real Madrid. Based on the Bluetooth Global, you can watch it a bit later on the Zone app. Or you can do what I do, is you have your TV on the Zone and your phone on the Zone as well. Then we go to New York, July 12th, Esteban Hamza Shirash, Shakur Stevenson versus William Zapata. Well, that's a good one. Look at this. Oliver Usyk versus Daniel White. Wembley Stadium, July 19th, for everything in the heavyweight division. Repeat all events. And Moses Atama makes his pay-per-view debut. He takes on Dillian White in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. All these events are available on the Zone app, the global home of sport, the championship boxing, football, golf, and so much more as well. Make sure you check out the Zone app on your in sport. Wow. We were all in the green room on about 38 minutes thinking, I'm not going to talk about it at half time. It's a bit quiet, and all of a sudden, Mark played over there, Magic, and the game was lights up.
What is going on? What we had? And I think for that play, when they get that moment, they think about that's my chance, that's my only opportunity. I have to be perfect. Every shot we have is great. So we have to do it.
Fantastic goal, and we have to highlight it was look, yeah. They're the most experienced players in that team. You've got to get rid of that.
Yeah, but
They do take advantage of that mistake.
yeah, it was a poor clearance, but the first touch from Martinelli and the finish was unbelievable. I think he's one of being one of the best goalkeepers in this tournament. And Harry's got absolutely no chance, not just for a finish. Look, watch where the ball ends up, right in the top pocket. It's not as high-end stuff. Great first touch and an unbelievable finish as well. And got their nose in the front.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't score that many goals. But when he does score, I mean, they are special goals.
Nine, that goal counting for like 5 goals on the spot. It's a really, really good position. That's what they're able to play. When they got that position, you know what to do.
Yes, there's good play on either side, hasn't it? Fortunately, because this Fabio save, I mean, we know how much of a problem Koulibaly is in the penalty area, but this is Shay. I mean, you have to keep highlighting his age, because that's a 44-year-old that's making that type of save.
They can make a comeback out of it. It's an unbelievable save, it really is. 44 years of age, and to be that quick, that reflexes, be in a set position to spring across the goal. It's a phenomenal save. We know Neves is brilliant on the delivery, we know Koulibaly is brilliant in the air, but so is this keeper Fabio. What a save that was.
And then 45 seconds later, I mean, it is. The penalty, is it not a penalty? Javier on Leonardo. I mean, the ref gave it straight away as an immediate penalty. Was it a penalty?
I think it's a couple together, definitely. They do connect, and I think it's accidental. But the same thing, we've seen them given before, we've seen them in the Premier League given. The VAR got involved, he says, have another look at it, and they've gone over. I think it's probably the right decision, but there's definitely a couple together, in my opinion.
I think because some others would look at the ball, just running on the space. I don't think it's a touch for penalty. It's a really difficult, but you can see that, yeah.
That's a free kick anywhere else on the pitch.
Yeah. That's why sometimes we went over and looked at the screen and thought maybe you might second his decision.
Okay, 1-0 for Fluminense. Martinelli with that goal. Fantastic. And as you can see, the players happy. The fans even more happier. Still though, 45 minutes to go. We have seen how Hellas scored quite a few in this tournament, so I'm expecting more goals in the second half. Second half will be coming. McDonald's burgers are prepared by hand. And the patties are made from whole cuts of beef and farms across Britain and Ireland, with just a pinch of salt and pepper, nothing else. Oh, and some onions added at the grill. There's not much else to say, really. That sizzle speaks louder than words. Right, here comes the jingle. Don't worry, I got you. What?
That's fine. You have to go and stuff.
There's a car.
You are. Oh, watch out. I said that's fine.
Richmond, good times.
Looks like the spray's handed by Will, just got straight to your house.
How's it going with the chat? Shout!
Further comments that aren't FPL.
Nationwide was sharing their comments with over 4 million of their members. We can't compete with that. Should we try and do something similar? Sure, I'll be with a beating heart of this play. Redmond.
This year, we're giving £100 to every eligible member through our fairer share payment, nationwide, and good news. Travel. It's gone from being an adventure to a checklist. But the world is still full of wonder. You just need a best way to find it. Airbnb experiences. Wants to run and even finish it. Dive into underground jazz with a renowned bassist. Too much ago. Just see a place, experience it.
When you run a business, where do you need attention? I just read something.
Welcome to the all-new Hi-Hi 4, the business phone that's refreshingly easy to use. Now with new features like two-touch call transfer and the ability to listen to call recordings directly from your phone. As always, it's all backed up by our UK-based support. Find out more at hihi.co.uk. Hi.
It has all come down to this. That is mighty disappointing.
There's a sensational discoveries, from the Nutella top to soft ice cream with surprising, crunchy Nutella swirls. Finally, Nutella ice cream is here.
It's been fun in Orlando. We've had a goal, that rocket from Martinelli. The fans very happy as well. We've had a disallowed penalty. Should have been, shouldn't have been. We've had a couple of yellow cards as well. That man wanted a VAR check and he got his wish. Goal was disallowed. And as it stands at the moment, it's Fluminense leading 1-0. Right, over the second half, a few minutes where you still have time to test your football knowledge. Just join the fans on the half-time quiz and see how sharp you really are. Just search for the zone.com/fanzone or open in the zone app to take part. Second half when we come back.
It's very good. Absolutely. You do not like a job we straight on the sparkling stuff. We've not one of those. Such a gorgeous wine set. Wow. With experts to design and install your dream kitchen, you'll feel as proud as the peacock with Wigs.
Co-op, how much is our need on everyday essentials? Become a co-op member and start saving. I wasn't expecting that. Vitality gets your health moving forward. And this is how it's done. They help you get healthier. And they get you back in the game. It's called moving forward. And forward feels good. Vitality, health and life insurance.
Amidst these and the humidity of the Camping World Stadium in Orlando, it's a quite brilliant strike from Mateus Martin for both teams here. Fluminense, something to hold on to, something perhaps to build on. Solid base of the team. It's got 44-year-old goalkeeper Fabio, a brilliant save to deny Kalidou Koulibaly. Header which, when it left the Senegalese defender's head, he must have been convinced it was heading from the back of the net. Fabio today hoping to become the first goalkeeper in this Club World Cup to keep 4 clean sheets. This is the position that Fluminense find themselves in now. Tinelli with a bib on to suggest that he's going to be released here with a break. But as long as they don't concede, as long as they keep that 4th clean sheet from Fabio, Fluminense will be going to New York, New Jersey for the FIFA Club World Cup semi-finals. Change in personnel on the way. Martinelli, who took his goal so well, it looks like they will be operating without him for the second 45 minutes to go. Don't forget, one way or the other, there is a winner here, even if it goes to extra time. even if it goes all the way to a penalty shootout. And with just one goal between them, that is far from an impossibility at this stage. Still an expression on the face of Mateus Martinelli, but the door of opportunity now opens for MGMA's scorer on the late goal against Inter last night. Al Hilal showed that they know how to restart a game at the beginning of the second half. They were brilliant in the opening stages of the second period against Manchester City here at this stadium on Monday. Can certainly Inzaghi inspire his players to do the same thing again now?
100%. They're not going to get too desperate being 1-0 down at half time. They've been there before. They can do it again. This is a big loss. Martinelli coming on for Fluminense. A lot of Fluminense play does go through him in the midfield, and the position he picks up to try and get on the ball. Must be an injury, but he was the best player in the first half.
Giants has come on, 24 years of age, joined Fluminense in December. That goal he got against Inter in the last 16 will be his second for the team. Here in Orlando, City that is famous for roller coasters. Watches this game with a few hidden dips ahead for Fluminense now. Well, that's well, referee Debbie McGee.
Девять уже.
Frankly, they call after shot review.
Что ты делал, ты? Как?
In that game, they scored a goal just 41 seconds after the restart.
Президент.
The exact same tactics, sorry, Conor, this was that same tactics down Malcolm's side. Can they get him in behind?
That's for the ball here. To make a couple of passes for Sean Cancelo. He got good distance considering. Sean Mendes controls well. Snapshot up by Renan Lodi. Sean Cancelo retreats. This feels like the kind of mindset they had against City at
А, это та сторона такая.
Shackles loosened a bit now. No chase. Sean Cancelo needed to be firmer.
Fluminense are going to want him to chase as well. Commit bodies forward. Fluminense will soak up the pressure with the counter attack through Cano, John Arias.
There it is. They allow them to get the points right. They're going to be national. They have to pressure, but they can't give away too many fouls.
Across the ball there. Ruben Neves.
Президент.
Lodi. Neves. Malcolm. Cannon. Valley. Lodi.
Стоп, Ливан, по-моему, сюда.
Sorry. Being brave here, they're really pushing players forward. Taking opportunity for Fluminense, mind you. Spectators takes full risks and puts it out for an out corner.
Oh.
Good work down that left hand side. Malcolm, I don't think he's expecting. He was hanging out wide. He down towards the cross was going to come in.
Second opportunity for Ruben Neves. First half of the Valley. Number 3 kick that was close. So it's headed the other way. Another opportunity for Ruben Neves. And again. Quick on that. Sufficient defensive barrier in place as Maxio clears away again.
Could be first for everything Ignacio. Really has been a rock for his side in those wide positions when the crosses is coming. Look at that. Gets his body in front of Milinkovic Savic.
Throw it from Sharon Kinsella. Still a nice touch. From the attacker. Oh, that's not true. It's going to go for a goal kick. It's going to be a goal again. Garrett. Williams delivered to Garrett. This time, Cannavale finding space. It's a Garcia, Nardo. Dictating again. Hello. The Masters have scoring early in the second half. It's a fourth goal of his Club World Cup from Marcus Leonardo, who is now the competition's joint top scorer.
Really good footwork corner from Al Hilal. Of course, Ruben Neves puts it on the money, but it's Cano and Koulibaly who start on the same line. Cano goes near, Koulibaly goes far. Ruben Neves finds him, but of course, the poacher, Marcus Leonardo, is in the right place at the right time to put it side level.
The momentum shift, the pendulum swing.
Terus
See them went behind against Real Madrid and came back. They went behind against Manchester City and came back. And here today the trend continues for a team who never just accept that they're beaten. They always feel there's a chance of redemption.
When you've got someone who strikes a dead.
Today, and the Brazilians of Rio, how are they going to respond? Back in, a response. Here's Ercilez. Xavier, the right back, who was the defender who thought he'd given away a penalty just before half time. He's the most brilliant man in Orlando. Thiago Silva. Sets it up for the contest now, though. 1-1. Away from Malcolm. Freitas wants it to Andres Savage. Now Malcolm has got the acceleration here. He's got Marcus Leonardo in front of him. Just hesitated too long. Ignacio was so solid there. Big moment.
He doesn't look left once. Marcus Leonardo only eyes for goal. Doesn't see El Arabi overlapping on the left-hand side.
It's an open game now. The adjustment to the shooting boost from Marcus Leonardo. And then Wood. With him, Ercilez. From Martinelli at half time.
Where Al Hilal benefit from playing this man, Ruben Neves, centre back. He sees the whole game, he's got the whole picture, he can play the right pass, he has the time to do it in the space.
Тут выкинул.
think this is the goal. Kano and Koulibaly work it well. Allows Koulibaly to get free, and Leonardo has been in the right place all tournament.
А я тебе не убрал, ну ладно.
Clean sheet of this competition yet for 44-year-old goalkeeper Fabio. Straight to the face of Martinelli. Hang on a minute. Chance for Cano down the other end. Oh no! Cano rescue again! Unbeatable at times. Brazilian fans were ready to celebrate their team taking the lead again.
Там стыдно добавить. А я же не играл, я же не помню. Нет? Нет?
Тут объявление сделали, вот этого не было, я помню, этого не было, короче. Почему не такое?
Ну, понял, что будет.
Тут чего просто
Get an equal to it, and the length of time just wants to go to the far post. So it wasn't a chance. When Lodi gets himself in all sorts of trouble.
Подожди. Нормально, такой этим. Ну, смотри. Что я сделал? Такой бредятел. Я уже его сделал. Все нахер.
Вот так вот должна быть пицца. Это ж пицца.
Ну, конечно. Ца-ца-ца.
Да просто было название пицца.
Пицца, о, ё-моё, вот это он раздолбаха. Не.
Пицца. Пицца.
Пицца. Са-са-са.
Погоди. Ну еще. Да ну.
Собачка.
Это что?
Да? Нет, да, все.
Все, то слот.
Вот, нет, чуваки. Это такая пицца у нас, да?
Что это за бред? Подожди, это тесто.
Надо еще на нее клеить?
Да, ну теперь пицца.
Ну как сказать, кусок теста.
Без теста.
Пицца теста. Теста.
Тюрьма, я не знаю, что надо что-то делать.
Реально, это просто тесто. Это не пицца, это тесто. Причем тесто? Что это? Квадратные доли 50, за это
За фрукты.
Томаты. О, теперь тут что-то. Ну, что там? Томаты. Я бы пицца еще такой. Вау, пицца.
Сверху. Да, уже, ну.
И правильно, это там чисто сычетом. Когда уже были всякие такие очень хорошие приправы, то это уже будет пить. И вот это яйца, это просто кусок вечера с
Да, понятно.
А, это...
Что за бред? Ничего.
Падающий, короче, понимаешь, подумаешь. Чувствую. Ну, короче,